talking about not the darker mix, but we're going to be talking about the lighter mixes. All right, so as I said before, well, I didn't say it already. My name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. We test our products on just about everything we can get our hands on. Certified screens. We specialize in dark technology. We also specialize in the ambient light projection technology. Now, the screen you're seeing right here, the motorized projection screen, that's a screen painted with our ambient light projection, or what you call advanced ambient light projection. ADV stands for advanced ambient light projection. Black Phoenix. The screen is actually a black screen on a motorized projection screen. Also, for those who've been asking me about, can you paint over a motorized projection screen? Yes, you can. With our products, it's not going to crack or not going to peel. I've been doing this in the last couple of demonstrations, rolling the screen up and down over and over again, showing you exactly that's something you don't have to worry about. This is a screen I picked up over at eBay for around $68. It is about 90, I think 92 inches. That's the size of the screen. Here we are rolling over the white screen. All right, let's come over here and let's grab something real quick. My menu to pop up there. So this demonstration is going to be short and sweet. We're going to do this with the lights out, just to show you that. It's a previous demonstration we're on. To show you that even with the lighter mixes, and I showed you how we made ours from digital crystal screen paint. One of the problems we would have had if we were still making that screen paint today is the fact that it would not have the ability to pick up any form of color or contrast levels. First thing first, I want to go over this demonstration right here. We're going to do this with the lights out too, because these demonstrations, like I said before, you know, if you can't get the screen to operate with the lights off, you're definitely not going to get it to operate with the lights on. All right, so let's get this out of the way first. Now, the products we're going to be using in this demonstration, we've got quite a few. We're going to be using some screen paint mixes. We're also going to be using some of ours under Digital and Crystal Screen Paint. This is a company I used to have about, I'd say 7 years ago. About 7 years ago, we started Digital and Crystal Screen Paint. And our products were made with starting off with a black and white paint. Either you would use bare silver screen we made it with, or we would make it with silver screen. Either way, it was bare 1050 at the end of the day. Black paint was the toner. Any kind of black paint would just allow us to be able to tone the screen on how dark we want it. And as you saw in the last demonstration with the UV mix, I said before, if you make this stuff too dark, you're going to suffer from very, very bad white levels. One of the things you're going to worry about when it comes to these lighter mixes is the fact that they're not going to have the ability to be able to pull up any form of proper colors or basically contrast levels. This is why when you see them being displayed, they really don't go near contrast levels all that well. When they try to go to near ambient light environments, they get a kind of a tannish look around the screen, and that's because the screen can't pick up or can't register color or contrast. That's one of the problems you're going to have right there. Altogether, as I said before, it's a product that 8, 9 years ago or 7 years ago back, it would have been very popular because screen paints were popular at that particular time. They had one called the YouTube screen paint mix. There's a bunch of them they had. People were making different versions of gray and white, well, actually gray screen paint products. Now, gray screens are pretty much the cheapest screens you can get besides white. So we have a white screen which has 2.0. Gain over there. We're going to take a couple of these sample sheets right here and we're going to put them against the white screen. I think I'm going to start off with a contrast demonstration first. So let's grab this one right here.
Got lingering odors? Grab Febreze Small Spaces. Press firmly to activate, and Small Spaces continuously eliminates and prevents odors to freshen up any small room for up to 45 days. Febreze.
Get our commercial to get out of here first. All right, we're going to pause it right there. We're going to grab our screens. And one of the, like I said, with some of the screen paints they have on the market, like I said, there's only one person that I know who makes false accusations on their products. I've never heard anyone say that, hey, a gray screen is going to produce a contrast level the same as a black screen. Everybody knows that's unheard of. You go to ABS Forums, any one of those sites, and say, hey, look, if I got a gray screen, would it produce the same as a gunmetal screen? They'll go, no, that's not going to happen. What planet did you come off of before you came down here and came into this room and started chatting away at that one? So, no. Not going to be to pull a contrast level. That is a, I told you when it comes to screen paints, they only come in several different shades. You're going to have a lighter version of it, you're going to have a mid-gray version of it, or you're going to have a dark version of it. That's it. You only come in 3 different shades. Depending on how much black you put in there, depends on how you can change the shade of the screen. That's it. That's the limitation you're going to go. And even out of those shades, if you make it too dark, your white levels suffer. If you make it too light, then your color and contrast suffers. So these are the different shades we have. This is Digital One Crystal Screen Paint right here. We'll put that one right here. We're not going to put the UV because UV is not needed for that one. This is a lighter mix. This is made with less black paint, more white paint right here. That one right there. And we're missing, let me see, with the 3 shades there, we're missing one more shade. Yeah, we're missing one more shade. I'll be back. We're missing another shade here. It's supposed to be down here. 3 shades. It only comes in several shades. We're missing one. Sure, that may be upstairs and second. Now to add it real quick, next week we begin testing. I told you we're going to transfer the Phantoms. There's a gold version, there's a black version, a very, very dark black version. We're going to convert that into a screen paint due to the fact that we have another formula that's being developed for our physical screens. So that's going to be next week. We begin some testing on that one. So that's going to be available. For right now, that Phantom's only going to be available in a 1 quart. It'll paint a screen size from 100 inch to 130 inch. But that's for another time. All right, so this is the other one I made right here. It's another close personal mix, which we have here. We're going to put that one, we'll put that one right here. There we go, we're good. All right. So right here we have Those two right there are Digital One Crystal Screen Paint here and here. That's Digital One Crystal Screen Paint here and here. That's made with, as I said before, we couldn't get the Martha Stewart. As I said before, she doesn't make those Metallica paints anymore. So, like I said, when we were making it, we thought at the time it was only Martha Stewart. Now you got PPJ, you got M&M, you got a bunch of them that make that silver kind of Metallica paint that you can put in there. You don't want an oil base in there because you put an oil base in there with a water base, you're going to have a problem. You're not going to marry well, and this is going to cause confusion on your screen if you're making these lighter mixes. That's what's going to happen. Two things are going to happen. Lighter mixes, as I said before. That's why you don't see any special colors or anything different with them. See the same thing when it comes to these mixes. The same thing. Either the color is going to be light, it's going to be mid, or it's going to be dark. That's it. That's as far as you can go in between. You only have so much that you can take a black paint and stick it into a white paint and basically change the contrast levels back and forth. That's it. That's why if you notice, you're watching the demonstrations where he has them all lined up, they range from lighter to mid to a little darker. That's it. And they're all going to have the same effect. If they're a little bit darker, then they're going to be to pick up a little bit better contrast level than the lighter one. If they show a snow level, the lighter one's going to pick up a higher white level. That's all it's going to be back and forth. At the end of the day, if you put them up against a professional certified screen or a high-tested screen paint, neither one of them are going to be to pick up the contrast or color next to one of those screens. Let's go over here and let's get this started. Let me see. Now, mind you, as I said before, on the far end, these are Crow's products right here, 1 and 2. And on the far end, that's Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. Same ingredients I gave you, made the exact same way. Let's go over to first white screen. And she didn't bounce me all the YouTube altogether. It's about a trust voice recognition software. See? If anyone's going to sit there and tell you that there's screen paint product is going to pull up equal to a white screen, it's a lie. The closest thing we got is the one we have over here, and that's our product right there. We made that with 1 teaspoon of black paint into white. That was it. Red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now you may be looking at them like, oh, they're producing. No, those red levels are washed out. Just like when I saw the customer's demonstration, how the red levels were washed out, that's how they look. I told you, the darker the product, the better red you're going to be to pull out. But even though this is a failed red, that is a very, very, very poor level in red. If you put more black into it, your red levels improve. But if you put too much into it, then it basically becomes too dark, and you end up like the UV. So what happens if you take a screen that's designed to read red light and white light and all the other goodies? This is a Phoenix. You see the difference between the Phoenix and the other gray screen paints? A Phoenix can see red, and it's jet black. Put a little more down. There you go. This is why I explained to you when you hear me sit out here and say on camera that darker screens are the future. The reason why these companies are developing more and more darker screens, Daylight has never had a dark screen before. I've never seen Daylight with a dark screen. All of a sudden, boom, they come up with this really dark gunmetal screen. The Elite screens, when they first started off, if you look at their top of their collections from the bottom, from the beginning to the top, their top screen is a Dark Star 9, gunmetal. Black Diamond, gunmetal screens. The most expensive screens that you will pay for on the market will be black. Those are the screens that are designed for 4K. They're designed for 1080p. These other screens they have here, these light gray screen paint mixes, they're not designed for that. Now, the reason why this bothers some people because majority of some of the people that come in here and watch this have these screens on their walls. And they really think at the end of the day that they're actually seeing the color red. No, you're not. That's why I tell you, and I watch those demonstrations, and the light gray and white screen's completely faded and washed out. It is. It's washed out. Now, some of you may argue and say, well, it's not fair. You need to turn the lights up. Well, right there, you just raised the first red flag for yourself. So literally, you have to turn your living room into a cave because you can't see color correctly. And if you have to do that, then you have to be in an ambient light controlled environment. And you have to be in an ambient light controlled environment. At the end of the day, you're going to have to calibrate your projector because your colors aren't coming up correctly. That projector's never been calibrated, so there's nothing wrong with it. There's something wrong with the screen. That clearly shows right there at the end of the day, there's something wrong with your screen. Nothing wrong with your projector. It doesn't have to be calibrated. It's a 4,000 lumen Chrissy. What I'd be calibrating that thing for? And we're in a fully lit environment. Now, white screen, you expect that to wash out at the end of the day. So I know if they basically can't pick up the simple color of red, I know that the rest of the colors are not going to pick up. Contrast is not going to pick up. The only thing they're going to be to pick up is a white level. That's pretty much basically about it. And it's not an actual white level that's going to be near the closest white as a white screen, which is virtually impossible. Someone comes up there and tells you, oh, dark screens can't pick up white levels. Guess what? At the end of the day, neither can gray. But I guarantee at the end of the day that our product can pull up a high enough white level to blend into your gray screen and outperform your dark mix at the same time. And produce better color without calibrating, without being stuck in the dark, without the screen fading and washing out, which you have here. And for anyone who wants to sit there and argue with me and say, hey, look, it's unfair, you don't have as newer mixes, well, we would, but like I said, cancel. That argument's gone. He can't even back up his own product. Can't argue something that your product's not if you can't back it up. At the end of the day, that's it. Blue screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
You don't challenge a screen that's designed for ambient light projection technology when your product can't pull it up. Now you're looking at it, you think you're seeing blue. Nope, that's not blue. That is completely washed out. It is. It's washed out. And you're saying, but the colors look, no, that's washed out. And keep in mind, before you get all excited, the screen right there on the far end, that's digital and crystal screen paint. So these right here are digital and crystal screen paint. These are Crow's products. Let me show you what blue looks like. The entire time that people who have these screens that clearly think that they're seeing these colors, you're not seeing nothing. It's a shame because some of y'all have really nice projectors, and at the end of the day, like I said, you got half a projector, that's it. There you go, that's blue. See the difference? So when I watch movies upstairs, I do video games, stuff like that, I'm getting 100% from my projector, probably a little bit more. If you have any one of those screen paints down at the bottom, you're not getting nothing on your projector at the end of the day. You may think your screen looks good, but it doesn't. That's why customers send me pictures sometimes on projection screen setups that they have, and I go, oh, that's the worst, that's bad. That's really, really bad. And they don't understand what I mean by that. And this is why I'm showing you this demonstration, so you can see exactly what you should be looking for. That's why when I saw the demonstration with the customer's screen, I wasn't being mean, I was telling you that is a very bad looking image. Colors weren't there. Now, just to show you how bad it's going to get, I'm going to turn all the lights out. It's going to be dark in here. As I said before, if you can't pick up those colors in the light in the dark, you're not picking them up with the lights on. You can figure out about contrast levels. They're not going to pick up on these screens. Just for instance, if I go Starfield screensaver,
Getting that from YouTube.
right? Jet black, stars, oh 9 yards, right?
Finishing a book while adding to your story.
That's as far as it goes. That's it. Now, if you saw the last demonstration, which I'm not going to repeat it here, about the UV mix, and anyone wants to say, what about the UV mix? It's dark, it doesn't pull up a contrast level equal to a Phoenix. Phoenix is black. Now, UV is kind of a dark gray. And it doesn't pull up a white level equal to our black screens. So this is your contrast level right here. The only way you're going to be able to improve that, you're going to have to be in the dark. And even in the dark, it's still going to be bad. This is what you're supposed to be getting. My projector has a 4,000 to 1 contrast ratio. At the end of the day, it really doesn't make a difference. That's why when I watch these demonstrations with these screens, even with the certified ones, ambient light controlled environment or a dark environment, some of them will stick with the ultra short throws because it's less of a distance throw, and that means you're going to be to get more lumens to make contact with the screen. We see all that. If I test my technology against white screens, how is a gray screen going to turn my technology unwatchable? We'll take the lights out. There you go. At the end of the day, no gray screen, even if it's slightly darker than a white screen, is ever going to pull up a white level equal to a white screen. They all come up dark. Red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
So now you're looking at it, you're thinking, all right, I see red now. Nope, not red yet. Again, that's the digital and crystal screen paint right there. That is Crow's Metallica mix right there. That's Crow's personal mix, and that right there is a digital one at the end. Mind you, that screen that's coming down is jet black. Versus light products. These are screen paints that are way lighter than my screen. Those you have white screens, this is a big wake-up call. You're not picking up anything. That's why I say I have some customers tell me, oh, I got a white screen with the lights out. It looks fantastic. I'm like, nope, you're not picking up red at all, period. You think you're seeing red. You're not seeing red. How much light you reflect around your environment on top of that.
Hardcore dinner, girl, make it holler. Nothing better than the.
Really?
My story starts
better.
in a couple of.
I found a job, the most glamorous resort of all. ¿Qué podría ser mejor que esto? Ok, chance no esto.
Daylight set of that one. There's blue. I put my screen halfway down to show you the difference. You're not seeing blue. Your blue is washed out, completely washed out. Like I said, it's a small bump up from a white screen. So when you're dealing with those light mixes, like I said, unless there's something special in there that makes it different from everything else, and from the demonstrations I've seen, they're pretty much the same demonstrations that someone would have done 8 years ago. A little bit of lighting in the environment, and then probably like an overpowering projector. On our behalf, the reason why we didn't have at the time those overpowering projectors, because at the time I think the highest lumens was 3,000 lumens. 9 years back, yeah, 3,000 lumens was a very powerful projector. Now 3,000 lumens is like, that ain't nothing now. Now projectors at 36, 38, 4,000. You can projectors at 5,000 lumens now. But 3,000 lumens is considered to be a very powerful projector. And if you had 28 was a powerful projector. 28, you got around that range. Yeah, that was considered to be powerful lumens for a projector. And this decade in time, you're still using these screen paint products. Are you kidding me? And Screen Innovation didn't feel that dark technology was where it's at. You wouldn't see a black diamond. It wouldn't exist. If Elite Screens didn't feel that the Dark Star 9's dark technology was important, they would have never made it. Neither would Daylight would have never made it either. At the end of the day, OLED wouldn't even have bothered either. And that black screen you got sitting on your cell phone right now while you're watching this demonstration wouldn't exist either. That's the future in technology. Dark technology is the future. This stuff right here is outdated. It generates too much white light. Let me see, I want this one right here. This is the screen called the, it has a really weird name to it. This is a screen claimed that, now mind you, I saw the demonstration. The Lunix, I call it the Lux. That's what I call it. The nickname of the Lux. That's a really weird name to it. But that's the screen that was showed off in one of the demonstrations with Crow's product. Now, the problem I have with that is usually when we have 18 sample sheets in the kitchen drawer, we test all 18 sample sheets against every screen that we have in our selection. Every last one of our projection screens, every last one of blackout cloths, screen paints have been tested on those 18 certified screens, all of them. But I noticed when testing out certain screens, he will select certain screen paint shades to go against those particular products. Because if he had did that screen right there, you're seeing right there, we call it the LU, it's Lux, but they call it LUXIN. I get the name of it anyway. But anyway, if he had did that test against the UV, that screen would have outperformed the UV with no problem whatsoever. Now the UV would have probably outperformed it in contrast levels and so forth, but in white levels, that screen would have took the UV apart with no problem. That screen reflects a very high white level. But saying that he was able to match the screen, no. Let me see. Let's just run some tests real quick. Let's see. Now, mind you, we're displaying blue right now. This is blue being displayed. As bad as it looks, this is actually blue for all the screens right now. And that's blue on a Phoenix. Whew. In my book, at the end of the day, none of them work. I told you, it's outdated. It's all outdated. And the light gray screens, all these screens they have out there, they're outdated, man. They're really outdated. Even though, like I said, the screen, we're going to call it the Lux. Even though the Lux, like I said, it does produce very bright colors, but at the end of the day, it has its limitations. These light gray screen paint mixes, even projection screens, even just not only just his, any screen of this caliber and color has its limitations. That's it. Let me see real quick. Let's go bounce out of here real quick because I don't want to be all day on this right here. Let's see what we have in here. We did the red. Let me see. Let's pull out. We did white levels. No, that's not gonna pick up. Let's do this right here.
You need to face your fears.
The Emperor asks us to bring peace.
A great man doesn't seek to lead. He's called to it.
Rated PG-13, October 22nd.
Didn't they do that movie already? They did that movie already, way back in the day too. Yeah, they did that movie back in the day. That's a remake. So what you're seeing right now, everything on the screen is washed out. If you think you're seeing red, you think you're seeing blue, all this is washed out. Screens can produce a white level, that's as far as it goes. Contrast levels are washed out. Alright, I'm going to pause it. Bring it all the way back. Start it again. Oops, we went right straight in the menu. Move it back in. There we go. Alright. Now let's go back. My button's the wrong way. Alright. She'll pause. Oh, I told you the buttons on the Fire Stick, I love it, but they're too close together. And literally, I keep hitting my other top button. Let me bring this back a little bit more and see if we can get some more lighting here. We're in the dark. That's why I hate doing demonstrations in the dark. I really do. Can't see jack. I don't know how people deal with this nonsense. So let's see if we can get this to come out real quick. It's back. Let's bring this in here. All right. Try to get that red level to come back in. Sorry, people. I don't know how people do this. I don't know how people sit here in the dark and do demonstrations. There we go. That's really, really bad. See the imprint right there of the lipstick that was supposed to come up through the screen? See how you can't see it? Now watch when the black screen passes over top of it. Watch you see it push out from the screen. When I tell you that you're getting half your projector's performance, I'm not joking with you. There you go. That's what you're missing from your projector. That's how much you're losing. And mind you, we're in the dark. So imagine when I turn the lights on, how fast your picture's gonna fade, even faster. That's why, if you took this product to AVS forums, they laugh at them. I'm not a big fan of AVS forums, but they would have enough common sense to laugh at them. Like, wait a minute. So you're trying to tell me here that the product you have here can pull the same contrast level as a black screen, same color and all? No, that's not going to happen, buddy. Not going to happen. And as you can see with the digital and crystal screen paint, which you made 8 years ago, which matches this product, the light gray certified screen, which you have here, I think we call it the Lux, but we'll have the proper name. I think it's something like LUX, or IUX, something's one of the weird names. But anyway, it doesn't pull contrast level, it doesn't pull proper color. Next to the personal mix and metallic mix. He can sit there and tell you, look, this product is different. No, it's not different. There's nothing different about his products. The only thing different about his products, he puts less black paint in it. That's it. That's all that changes it. At the end of the day, the base starts off with black and white paint. That's what it comes down to. That's why we have cancellations. Like I said, at the end of the day, whatever trash he wants to talk, at the end of the day, there's cancellations. That's it. That's the final say. Cancellations. And the reason why is because if we brought this product down here, the rest of it, and did these tests right here, it wouldn't pass. And we're in the dark at 4,000 to 1 contrast. We don't need a expensive 4K or 1080p to make the screen look beautiful. We don't have to be in an ambient light controlled environment. Heck, we're sitting in the dark right now, and the colors still don't pull up correctly. We've got a $250, $60 projector, discontinued in 2014. And if you go out and buy a 10 or 4K or whatever, it's going to give you a little bit of bump. It's still going to be the same reaction. Can't see contrast, can't see contrast, can't see color, can't see color. Well, what about the white levels? White levels got to be so good, right? Skyworth food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now, if we test our technology against white screens, why would we even fear a gray screen? The majority of screens I have in my certified collection are basically gray screens. I see AB 1.3 and matinee silver. We've got all of them in there. That's supposed to be black, by the way. Now, all of these, one that's actually picking up the highest white level would be the one on the far end, which will be under the digital and crystal screen paint. That's the one we used to call an ICE. It was something 2.9 ICE, HD ICE, whatever it was. Basically, all it was just basically white paint with 1 teaspoon of black. That's it. To get the screen to be that light. Nothing, no, there's no rocket scientist right there behind it. That's all. But the problem we would have with that screen also too is because it was a lighter screen, it can pick up a higher white level, its contrast and color would suffer even more than the rest of the screens. Now, the technology we developed, which is a dark screen, if its white levels, if it couldn't see white light, then the screen would produce an image that you virtually couldn't see right now. It'd be virtually impossible. So there'd be no way for you to see any of the fruits on the table. You couldn't see the cutting board, her hand, her blouse, nothing. And even the white countertops, none of that would show up. It would react just like the UV mix. Isn't that impressive? So you have a black technology that can not only read white light, read contrast and color all at the same time. Where if the screen paint mixes are too light, they don't pick up contrast and color, but the white levels are really high, but they can't pick up contrast. And if the screen is too dark, then they can't pick up white levels. See? There you go. So the science behind it all. And of course, mostly, like I said, at the end of the day, two things will actually give you the ability to have an amazing screen that could do that is faith in God and hard work. But if you're cutting corners, we can pick it up. We can see it. Let's go over to this demonstration. Here's this very nice, bright demonstration.
I am intelligent.
Good morning.
I'm knowledgeable.
Please check my schedule. Put the video call 2 p.m. in my calendar.
I am
You do know that that's black, right? That literally is supposed to be a black scene right there popping up.
expandable. External connection.
So when this switch is in between that section, that's supposed to be black.
I am intelligent.
That's supposed to be black. Watch your letters pop in white. That's what that's supposed to be. That's supposed to be black. Now I can't see Jack because the screen canceled all the light in the room. I don't give any. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Good morning.
I'm knowledgeable.
Please check my schedule. Put the video call 2 p.m. in my calendar.
I am expandable. External connection. Extended convenience.
Starfield screensaver.
I'm
I found a
enormous.
few matches for that.
Cancel.
Do you mean 4K air?
Cancel.
All right.
Starfield screensaver.
The sky's the limit.
Sorry, I'm having trouble
I
hearing.
am
Yeah.
Can you say that again?
Again, we're looking at basically artificial voice recognition software, and this is what I'm going through right now.
safely.
Starfield screensaver.
I'm minimalistic.
Getting that from YouTube.
Yeah. I wouldn't base everything in my house off this stuff at the end of the day.
Let's go together. Let's crack together.
You imagine sitting there saying, I said lights on. Did you say gas on? Yeah. Yeah. So there's a Starfield demonstration right there. What do you think is going to happen when we lift the screen up? That shows you exactly what you're getting with the lights out. I told you, you're not picking up black. You're picking up shades of gray. That's what you're picking up. And for those who are saying, well, your technology mimics, yeah. The gamer cinema can mimic contrast levels. But we've had gamer cinema sitting right next to black screens, and they can mimic contrast levels that look nearly black. Way better than this. And beat two gray screens at the same time, which you saw that in the demonstration too. Neither one of the gray screens can mimic a contrast level, but that technology could. But is it equal to a black screen? Nah. Panasonic 4K demonstration. We're just about done.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's go with some bright colors real quick. That background is supposed to be black. So we'll pause this right here on the bird. And watch the detail in the bird pop up. This is why darker technology costs more money. This is why you'll spend $4,000, $3,000. You'll spend $5,000. You'll spend $18,000 for one of these dark screens. That's why. There's a reason why. Because the screen can see contrast, can see color, has beautiful white levels. That's why. When you're dealing with a gray screen or you're dealing with one of those untested mixes, there's a reason why they had the settings are set a certain way. They'll have bright colors in a fully lit environment. They'll do contrast levels in a dark environment. They have to pick and choose how they do things. Contrast is everything at the end of the day. That's what adds detail and depth to your image. Can you imagine reading a Marvel's comic book where everything was written not in black, colored in black, was colored in white or gray? You wouldn't be able to see the depth or the detail of that character standing out through that comic book page if you didn't have that black in there to bring out that image. What about the flowers, Ken? Yeah, what about the flowers? Again, this technology can go head to head with the white screen. A gray screen is nothing. Watch the green come to life. There you go. That's what you get right from there. There's another way to explain it, but it is what it is. Well, that being said, let's use it for a minute. Yeah, it really is. It's nothing else. Anything else would just be going too far with it. All right, that's basically about it. Well, I'm past my time here. Let's go over to Panasonic 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
You get that and not get Starfield, like literally. You wouldn't pick that up in the dark, and you really wouldn't pick it up with the lights on. I'll plug this in here real quick. You're not picking up nothing at all. Not a thing. I told you the OLED horse is the hardest thing to pick up. That's a jet black image. You got multiple jet black images behind that. None of these screens will be to pick that up. And one of the things people don't realize is when you're watching a demonstration with the OLED horse and you're seeing somebody try to do that on a gray screen or screen of this caliber, people don't realize that they see the horse and go, oh, but you can see the horse. No, you got to pick up the entire image, which means you're supposed to pick up the black background too at the same time. It's an OLED display. So if you buy an OLED TV, say 15 grand, and you go to turn it on, and the only thing you see is a black horse popping up in the back of it's all gray, do you think you're going to keep that TV? No, I think you're going to take it back because your screen's busted. So it's the same way it's supposed to react with the projection screen. When they pull up the OLED horse, they think because you can see the horse, that's acceptable. No, you're supposed to see the entire image. That background is supposed to be jet black. And with the UV mix, can't see that because it comes up gray. And if we switch over to a white level, it comes up dark. With this stuff, it can't pick up a contrast level and it can't pick up color, but it can pick up a white level. Equal to a white screen? No. Back. She's playing games with me today, people. Let's see if we can get her to behave today. Pause it again. There we go. Background is supposed to be there. See, that's what you're missing. When I watch the demonstrations, when I see other companies try to do it, or hobbyists try to do it, I will notice that the background we faded out behind the horse, and they'll go because you can see the horse, it's still, you're seeing contrast. You're not seeing contrast. Let me do this one fast one real quick. The lights out too, because I'll get that complaint. Well, lights have to be out a little bigger. Forget how much light this black screen will cancel out on you, because you can't see jack coming down the stairs when you're dealing with these black screens, man. Those of you who have these dedicated theater rooms, this is what you might want to invest your money into, a black screen, because it cancels out all that excess light in the environment. See how that horse looks? That's what you're supposed to be seeing. See how black the background, see how the horse stands out? That's what you're supposed to be seeing. And those who have white screens that think you're seeing a contrast level, you're not picking it up. You really see much of a difference between the background and the screen paints and the white screen and the certified gray screen all at the same time? You don't see much of a difference, do you? Now you see it. That's what you're missing. See, it's a difference when you get on YouTube and people want to talk trash about their product, this and that. That's another thing to be to back it up. I can come down here and I can spend an hour of my time, 2 hours of my time, and I can break it down for you and show you exactly what you're not getting from your projector at the end of the day. You naysayers who want to come on my channel screaming and ranting and carrying on, at the end of the day, that's all you do is rant and carrying on. I do research. I crack books. I study. I know this stuff. I got experience. I'm an expert in this field. If I tell you that that screen is washed out and it's not seeing color, it's washed out and it's not seeing color. And I can come in here and not only tell you, but I can back it up. That's what you're supposed to be seeing. You want that true contrast level without spending tons of money for a projector, because keep in mind, at the end of the day, you're not going to get that 20,000, 50,000, or a million to one contrast level. It's not going to come cheap. You're going to pay a lot of money for a projector to do that. At the end of the day, I can go over to eBay, get myself a projector that costs me 250, 260 bucks, even cheaper than that, and I can pull a contrast level better than your light gray screen and your high power projector all at the same time, and save a ton of money. Not saving you hundreds, saving you thousands. Because for screens to have that capability, to even come close to what our screens can do, would cost you thousands of dollars easily. And the projector's not going to be cheap to go with it. Yep, there you go. Okay, well, that's the day there, are we not? Let's get these off here. I'm going to use on my screen more because I got to do some other stuff today. Get rid of that. Maybe later on today, we covered the gray screen and all that, which is good. We got that out of the way. I think what we're going to do next is we're going to, told you, at the end of the day, no gray screen is going to hold a level to a white screen. That's a very high silver screen, and that's not going to even pick up white level equal to a white screen. Anybody who's in the projection screen field knows that automatically from the door, that there's no screen that's going to be, even if it's slightly darker than white, it's going to pick up the same white level. Let me see some real quick. This is just a little something real quick for, I talk to people of white screens all the time, and they think that a black screen is not going to show an improvement over a white screen. Okie dokie. Let's shade something really quick. With the screen right here. This is just for people who have white screens only, because I get this a lot. So I have somebody who say, hey, look, I got this projector, I'm in the dark, I got a white screen, the picture looks absolutely fantastic. They'll show me an image like this, and I go, nope, it's bad. It's really, really bad. Really, really bad. You know why? Horse is faded, flowers are washed out, and the background of the screen is supposed to be jet black. It's not even pushing up. That's how bad it is. This is what it's supposed to look like. Now you see it? Get a little closer up with you guys. You see it now? Horse is supposed to be black. The railings are black. The background is supposed to be black. And the colors are supposed to pop. Even the vest that she's wearing is supposed to pop. That's what I like about this OLED demonstration. You have to, the only way you can appreciate a demonstration like this is you have to appreciate black technology. People who get OLED TVs don't really can see exactly how beautiful those TVs are. They're very expensive, but you got to be able to appreciate the black levels that's being displayed. You can't see this if you're looking at a gray screen. A gray screen can't show you this because everything's going to be washed out on the screen. You can't see that the background's supposed to be, the background is actually darker than the horse. The horse is multiple shades of black. Look at the mane on the horse. It's matching the same black background. Look at her helmet. Look at her leggings. Look at all that. Look at the different colors that are popping. But you can't see that if you're on a gray screen, because the gray screen can't pick up a contrast level. And if you can't pick up a contrast level on a gray screen, how are you going to appreciate an OLED display from the beginning? Now when you look at it, you can't appreciate it. Hotel Transylvania.
Getting that from YouTube.
We'll do this in the dark and watch this. Let's go with the lobby scene. And you're probably looking at that. That looks absolutely amazing. Nah, all the colors are washed out. See how the detail pops up? Watch the shirt come to life. See the contrast levels pull through? There you go. That's a 720p projector, by the way. We get that at a bad pause, and we did. Oh, hit the wrong motor control. Like, wait a minute. The motor seems smaller for some reason. I have to one back there. Crystal, this is Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. And of course, in this demonstration, we're using a name brand projector, not a Leisure. Those things are junk. And they are junk, trust me. I like this demonstration because look at the shirt. That's showing, watch the contrast of this wash out. Told you, slight little bump, that's it. So many 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Gotta pick up that background. Last one, real quick. LG Beta Fish.
Getting that from YouTube.
We'll do this one with the lights on. Real quick. And we're done. We gotta work on the screen today. I gotta get the demonstration done. We do a half and half on that one. It'll be much easier. Going back and forth, up and down. See? Can't pick up the black background. That background's supposed to be jet black. It's an OLED demonstration. Anytime an OLED demonstration is displayed, the background is supposed to be jet black. It's not picking it up. Well, we're done. The color red.
Getting that from YouTube.
There you go. Can't see color, can't see contrast. That's why our technology is much superior. It's tested. Hours and hours and hours of testing. Look at this. At any angle, that screen is designed to pull up a red level at any angle in the environment. Anywhere I turn it in this environment, that screen's going to pull a red angle. So the only way you got a chance of seeing somewhat decent color and decent contrast, you're going to have to be in the dark to do it. You're going to be calibrating your projector. You're definitely going to be using ambient light controlled environments because you're not using what we're using down here. Screen can't pick up. Okay, well, that's basically about it for me. I said that a couple of times, but yeah, I love doing tests. You have no idea how much I love doing tests. This is what happens when you cut corners on your products. They don't pick up. So this is what happens if you add, that's a UV mix right there. If you add too much black paint into it, you'll get that. And if you add less black paint, you get that. Those are your options right there. When you're dealing with a screen paint mix, mine, like I said, we used to make them 8 years ago. So like I told you from the door, they only come in certain shades. They only come in the shade of how much black you put into it. That's it. And mind you, that screen is darker than that gray product right over there, UV mix. And that screen, the personal mix, is lighter than my product. Yet my screen can see red. White screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
So there you go. That's only 2 choices you have. All right, well, that's it. Have to go. Thank you for your time, and God bless.